I often romanticize the highest echelons of people, the Mr. Beasts, the Elon Musk's of the world, the people who achieve extraordinary things. And I don't know, like I would love to make such a huge difference in the world. But as I learn more about what it takes to be in that position, the less I want to do it. I saw someone yesterday, I think it was just some brain rot short, but they were talking about how Mr. Beast is one of the few rich, famous people who admits he sold his soul. He gave up on everything else in life that made him happy, all of his hobbies. He gave up everything, and now he has his dream, but was it worth it, man? I mean, obviously, in his case, probably. But who do you become in order to get there? And am I actually willing to do that? I don't think so. I don't think so. I was listening to The 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. I'm about 40% of the way into it. It's a good audiobook. It's a little generic at points, and there's some specific advice I disagree with, but overall, I quite like the premise, and it's been a good reframing for me of like, is the goal to just work endlessly? Is the goal to just sacrifice for the sake of some mission? And that is like, I mean, the idea of sacrificing everything to build something cool, like that is appealing. There is a certain just awe-inspiring nature of that. But I don't know, man. I don't really want to sacrifice everything. I kind of want to have fun on the way there. I think the end destination that I have in mind is a place where I get to wake up every morning, have fun with people I care about. I get to learn cool things and work on interesting problems. And I don't think that aligns with that mythologized, upper echelon that I've been wanting to achieve for a long period of time now. And it's tough. Like a lot of my identity is built around the idea of I'm going to be this big important person who does really cool things, and to give that up and just be like everyone else to some degree is kind of it's kind of revolting, isn't it? But it doesn't mean I have to be like everyone else. I could still carve my own path. I do think it is important to replicate before you iterate. And when I hear all these people saying all the sacrifice, all the work, all the discipline you have to do, I think it is better, to listen and to assume that if they're successful in saying that, there's probably some truth to it. But I do think there is room for moderation. I do think there is room for passion and for being impulsive. Today I just feel so blech. And part of the reason is I feel guilty. I feel guilty every single time I, sit down and I binge watch Netflix or I eat fast food. I can never just do those things and enjoy them. And I've definitely been overindulging. Like it's just not healthy for me at some point. But I don't even allow myself to enjoy it. On some level, even when I'm doing things that I love, I feel like this isn't according to the mission. This isn't according to the goal. Why are you doing this? You should be working. And if there is no work, find work. If there's nothing to do, find something to do, create something to do, learn something, improve yourself. It's exhausting. It's so exhausting, the constant grind of it all. And the end result is I just don't know what to do. And Daniel Kahneman's book, Thinking Fast and Slow, I forgot how he puts it. I call it the automatic chocolate cake response. I gave it a cute name so I'd remember it. Basically, when your brain is overwhelmed with a million different things, you tend to go back to the easiest decision possible. I call it the automatic chocolate cake scenario because you imagine you're holding chocolate cake and broccoli, and then it's like, okay, right, I gotta work out, I gotta do this, I gotta learn, I gotta read, I gotta take the test, I gotta do, and you just start eating. Which one are you going to eat? It's going to be the chocolate cake. You're not eating the healthy broccoli, the healthy lean meat. You're going to do the easiest possible thing, and that's what's been happening to me for the last few days. Is I've just stopped working out. I've been making editing. I have a video I'm working on that is not for this channel. It's for my high quality channel. I've made editing that the priority, and so it's come at the cost of everything else. I haven't been reading. I haven't been studying math and computer science like I told myself I was going to. I haven't been looking like for work like I need to be. I've pretty much just spent all of my time either editing the video or being stressed about the fact that I need to edit the video. It's just no way to live, man. It's just no way to live. There's sort of this like almost Western idea of I need to push, 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 push. But as I've been reading Chinese philosophy recently, and reading Tim Ferriss and all these different things, there's this other approach too of I'm just gonna be happy, man. I'm gonna be at peace. And that doesn't mean I'm gonna just, resort to the automatic chocolate cake response. It doesn't mean I'm just gonna, be a degenerate, but it does mean I'm gonna be happy and I'm gonna make slight adjustments to my routines, to my environment, to my situation, so that cool things come as a result. And that maybe I don't need to force and will this all into existence. I find a lot of my most interesting ideas, my best thoughts, my greatest achievements often come when I have room to relax, to think a little bit, to let my mind wander. But I also recognize that too much of that is a bad thing. I had some really interesting ideas the other day. I can't even remember what they were. Maybe they weren't that interesting. I wrote them down somewhere. And it's because for the first time in a while, I allowed myself to just listen to as much music as I want all day long. And it created this huge epiphany of thought. And it was just all brilliant. But now that I've sunk down, it's just not the same, is it? I was reading a book. I'm from thought to thought to thought to thought to thought in this video. It's okay. I was reading Walter Isaacson's biography on Leonardo da Vinci recently. And I've been generally dealing with the idea of it's really hard, somebody who grew up in Canada, to point at the modern world and be like, liberalism is bad. Even if I'm definitely not like the most left-wing or right-wing person, but it's hard, when you're taught that, live and let live, that tolerance and all these things are good. It's, what's the point I was trying to get to, man? It's hard because as I've studied history, it seems like liberal, and this is kind of what I was getting at with the Leonardo da Vinci book, is Leonardo grew up in Florence, which was at the time a very liberalizing place. It seems like liberalizing, both in a historical sense when civilizations do it, but also when individuals do it, it feels like that process of going from all these rigid rules towards we're just going to live and let live. That letting go seems to create a lot of freedom and beauty and innovation. But then once you've reached the bottom, it's like, okay, well, now what? Right, now you're permitting everything, either in society you're allowing people to do whatever, you've got rid of all social norms, or when it's self-imposed, like I'm realizing it's like, oh, I've just letting myself listen to as much music as I want, I'm drinking 2 liters of Diet Pepsi a day, I'm eating like crap, I'm watching so much brain rot and so much video games. It's like, okay, well, once you've got to that sort of bottom, it doesn't continue to yarner. That's not a word. It doesn't continue to bring innovations and creative results. It's just sort of a death. And so I find myself constantly going through these cycles of hardening myself up, and I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna be a fucking alpha. I'm gonna do all the work. And then it's like, okay, that's cringe. That's cringe. Let's chill a little bit. And when I'm chilling a little bit, I have these great foundations of healthy habits. And letting go a little bit allows me to have a renaissance in my own mind. But because I have an addictive personality, very quickly, I'm going to have one drink becomes, let's just drink all the time. And now I'm not productive at all anymore. Maybe me extrapolating that onto society is not a good idea. Maybe me, what's the word I'm looking for? Projecting that onto how civilizations work. There are definitely some philosophers and historians who would agree with that sense. More mainstream ones probably wouldn't, but you're also kind of, seeing the more alternative views of history and all that start to come more into public conscious. But maybe it's not fair for me to, extrapolate how the world works based off of my own mind, but I've certainly noticed that within myself. And yeah, I don't know. It's a perpetual battle for me between wanting to just, I'm going to work 20 hours a day. I'm going to work 25 hours a day. Screw it. I'm going to invent hours so that I can work during them. And then this other opposite mindset of, I just need to chill. I just need to enjoy my life. I just need to have a good time. It'd probably be good for me to find some sort of balance that is more sustainable, but maybe creative people just aren't meant to be consistent. I don't know. Just been having a lot of thoughts around that and a lot of, honestly, kind of stressing me out. So I just wanted to get that out of my mind. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I don't know why the hell anyone would want to listen to that, but that's where I'm at.